You ready? Okay. Hey you guys, we kicking it again, and I got somebody who's very, very special to me. She actually played my wife in a play, and but we brought up things Susie, but we'll go in with that. She's an actress, she's a singer, she's an entertainer. She is Miss Ellana Barksdale. Ellana Barksdale,
what's up, y'all?
You know, you gotta tell us a little bit about yourself. I know where you're from. Tell them where you're from.
I was born in Chicago, Illinois. But my father and my mother were in the military when I was born. They met in the military in France. So we kind of moved around a lot. I've lived in, born in Chicago. I've lived in Florida, Tennessee. Where else have I lived? St. Louis for a little while. And Baltimore is where I stayed most of my life, from the age of 13 until 3 years ago. I was in Baltimore, Maryland.
Wow, what is it like moving around like a nomad?
It was, sometimes it was nice to go different places, but you can't keep friends. It was hard on having friends because you live in one place, you make friends, and you got to go and make friends somewhere else. I mean, we just moved around a lot.
Wow. So let me just ask you this. How did you get into acting?
My mother is an actress. So when my mother used to do plays all the time, and she would drag me and my brother and my sister to the rehearsals every night, and I'd know all the lines. And so what happened was I sang. So originally I set out to be a singer, and my mother kept saying, you have a theatrical voice, you have a big voice, you should do musicals, you should do plays. And I was like, I don't want to do that, I just want to sing. And then in high school, I got cast as Evelyn in The Wiz, and I've been doing it ever since. I loved it. I loved it.
What was it like playing Evelyn?
It was evil. No, it was fun. It was a lot of fun kicking people down, being so out of character.
Just being yourself. I love it. Oh wow. And so then what happened? One day you said, I'm packing my bags and I'm moving to LA.
Exactly.
Really?
So, pretty much. I have a degree in radio, television, and film. And but some kind of way, when I had my daughter, I ended up in casework and social work. Investigating child abuse and neglect, and I hated it. It wasn't what God had for me to do. And one day I woke up and I said, because what would happen is I would go to work every day. I would be late. I couldn't get out the bed. My head wouldn't come off the pillow. I was miserable. Then I'd be sick all day long. Then come 5 o'clock when it was time to go to my play rehearsal or whatever I was filming, because I was always doing something on the side.
Wow.
I was clicking my heels and ready to go. And I was like, wait a minute, something isn't right with this picture. This is what I need to be doing. So I just sold my house and gave everything away and packed up and came here. Came to California.
Wow, I love it. I love it.
And I've been having a ball ever since.
Now, you know, then that's something interesting to take a chance like that, you know, and just pack up and leave, because some people, and you got to realize, a lot of people, they get into these careers and what are they doing to make this money? And there may be passions that are deep down, but they don't move like you did. That's
right. It wasn't a chance. It was God, but God.
I would say this, stepping out on faith.
But God, of the faith, because I knew. He told me. He said, I've been taking care of you all this time, doing what you're doing now. And I've been living, it's a recession. When I lived in Baltimore, I had a 5-bedroom home on a ½ acre of land. I was struggling to pay bills and blah, 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 blah. And since I gave all that up, I mean, I might not have any money right this minute, but I'm richer than I ever was with all of that stuff, because I'm happy.
Oh, I love it.
Happy. And God said, you know, I got you. I got your back, and He's had it.
Well, I feel so blessed to have you in my life. Can you imagine? We were doing this show. I can't even remember.
What You Peeping At?
What You Peeping At?
Mom's Mabley.
Yeah, Mom's Mabley.
Life story.
And we played Butterbeans and Susie. And it's so funny. And now, since that show, which was a comedy team, and we've been friends ever since.
I think, to be honest with you, Phil, it wasn't about that show. It wasn't about me doing that show, because nothing really came out of that show but meeting you. So I think God just put me in that show to meet you and be your sister. Seriously.
I love it.
Because nothing else, I mean, you know, nothing else came out of it. We didn't get paid.
You know, it's funny that you said that word sister, because You're not gonna believe this, but it's like I guess every woman I have on this show is like, I feel like she's my sister. And so I didn't ever have any blood sisters, but if anybody has a sister, yeah. So if anything, I mean, I really feel that connection. I feel like
the next person you interview on the show, we gonna make them your wife. We got to get you a wife.
Oh, don't even. Oh my goodness. I don't know if a wife wants to put up. You saw me trying to pay these bills, but that's a whole nother story. Right. But you know what? I recently interviewed one of your friends. He was the writer and producer of Guillermo.
Oh, yes.
Which is a film that I got the invite. In fact, you invited me out to see this film, and it was. Your character was amazing.
Wasn't it hilarious? It was so funny.
And I told.
So funny doing it.
I was able to tell him that during that time I was actually going through so much, but when I got to see that film, I just laughed. I had so many different emotions that came out actually watching that film. What was it like shooting it?
It was a lot of fun. First of all, it was just everything was so professionally done, and the crew and everybody was so nice. The director was just like, how do you want to do it? How do you, it was like,
oh, I love
he was just so open, and it was wonderful. And the scenes, they would have to see it, go to the website and look at it, but it was a little rough because I had to have food smashed in my face. And I had to, it's crazy.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And
it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Anytime I'm on a set, it's wonderful.
Now let me ask you this: was this your first premiere?
No,
it wasn't your first premiere.
It was my first premiere here, and actually for a film in California. I've had premieres in Baltimore, and I've been in films in DC and the Baltimore area, but that was my first one here.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
because I've never. Well, I mean, to see yourself on the screen, what is that like? Does it like feed your spirit?
It was nice. I like more so being on the set than seeing myself on the screen. Whenever I'm on a set, it's just like, wow, look at this. I'm here, I'm here, and that's more exciting to me than actually seeing myself on the screen. Being there, being in it, actually doing the work is what excites me.
Okay, because now there's two different fields. Because I know you do theater. We've done theater, and then but when it's the film and you're sitting there, now what is that feeling? What is it like? I mean, because the audience is laughing and doing and reacting to your character. So
I don't know, because I'm holding my breath the whole time and hoping that people like it. I can't even. I'm just like, I hope they like it. I hope they like it. You know what I mean? I'm more nervous at that point than I am doing it. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my goodness, are they gonna like it? Do I do it right? And then of course I'm critiquing myself. Oh, I should have said this like that instead of like that. You know how we do ourselves.
So so when you actually do the role, it's sort of difficult, you're saying, to after even now the film is shot, then to see yourself up there, you're still saying, I should do.
Right. Yes, of course, people do that to themselves. They're like, oh, I wish I had said that like that. You know what I mean? That's that when but I mean, you could have said it any kind of way, but we're usually critical of ourselves.
I love it.
And that's what I do.
Let me ask you this: is there an actress or an actor that has inspired you?
I would say, not any have really inspired me. There are some that I aspire to work with. That are hard work. Meryl Streep is one, and I would love to do a movie with her because of her talent, her ability to do different roles and characters, but also her personal life. She keeps that. You know what I mean? She's just the epitome of what I would love to be in the business.
I love that.
She does her films, makes her money, and you don't hear anything in tabloids about her. You don't see the paparazzi following her. You know what I mean? She separates it, and she does a good job at that. I think she really does. She's one person that I really like, that I would like to. But there's so many that I like, that I would like to work with. But she's one of them that I would like to work with.
I love it. Now this might be a little cheesy, but is there a role, a character that you have portrayed that was like one of your favorite roles?
I would have to say there was this play that I did called Rumpelstiltskin's Daughter, and I was an evil queen. Once again, evil.
Evil,
evil. Evil. I was also evil in Guillermo.
Oh, I love it.
And yeah, so it was the queen mother, and she was just, it was fabulous. The costumes were just grand. The shoes, I mean, it was just so much fun. That was my favorite, so far, my favorite role in film or stage. Just because of the character was real evil, much more evil than Eveline. And then it was just great. She was very grand and big, and everything was big hair, like big blue wigs, and it was beautiful at the same time.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
And this is something I always ask, you know, my different guests, because you know you're pursuing the career. What would you tell somebody who's about to leave, or somebody that's coming out to do this field? You know, maybe there's, you know, somebody young that wants to say, oh, maybe I'll move to LA, but then they might have doubt. What would you say?
I would tell them, first of all, make sure you love this. Make sure this is what you love to do. That you're not doing it for the fame or for the money, or because you think it's, you know, you get notoriety or popularity, because it doesn't work like that. Okay. I mean, for some people they might have very few, but you know, you got to love it. You got to be able to want to do it. This has got to be something you would want to do for free. And then you'll do great at it. You know, get your resume together, do some things, because people want to see that you're serious about this. That's right. Don't come out here with no credits. You know, wherever you live, if you live in Baltimore, if you live in Kentucky, wherever you live, find a local theater and start working. Start doing, you know, getting your craft together, getting a resume together, so when you get here, you'll have something that, you know, some kind of experience. And just, you got to absolutely love this. You got to want to be on the set for 20 hours, day after day after day. You can't be complaining and moaning and groaning. I'm tired. I'm this. Then you don't love it.
Because you know, a lot of people
got to love it. Find what you love to do. This might not be for you, but if it is, you'll love it, and you pray about it, and God will come through. He will get you here. If it's for you.
Now let me tell you this, what is it like going on some of the auditions and things? Do you enjoy the auditioning process? Or?
I'm not even gonna lie, I do not enjoy the auditioning process. I mean, I'm not scared of it. Right. It's like it's the same. People say like I'll go to an audition and they'll say, well, how was it? I mean, how do you answer that? You can't, because I've gone to auditions that I thought were horrible. I was like the Queen Mother, that role. I was late for the audition. They made us tap dance. I can't tap dance, so I got on the stage and pretended to tap dance and got the role. When I left out of that audition, I knew. I said, oh, I ain't getting that. I was like, I forgot about that. I got in my car and drove it. Lo and behold, 2 days later, they called me for the callback. I was like, are y'all crazy? What is wrong? And then there had been auditions where I knew I had it going on. People, you were great. You were terrific. I just had an audition for a film a couple of weeks ago. And they were like, oh, do it for me one more time. You were great. And they were talking to each other, banter. She's wonderful. Yeah, we don't need her to do it again. That was great. That was great. And I was like, oh, okay. Never heard from her. Never heard from her. Never heard back. So you can't, I don't know, you know, you don't know. So you just go in there, do what you're going to do, and leave. And when you leave out, leave it there. Because you can't even say, oh, they like me or they don't like me. Because they'll say they like you and don't. Or maybe somebody came through the door that was better. So you can't even get hung up on auditions. So I just go in there, it's like a job, like I'm going to work, and give them a performance and roll out, call it a day.
And what is something that wakes you up? What is something that says, today I want to go forward? I mean, because everybody doesn't have something that makes them want to keep going. Want to
keep going in life, or just in this business?
In life.
You know what? Every day that God wakes me up and I'm healthy, I can hear, I can see, I can brush my own teeth and dress myself. That's right. It's a reason to go.
That's right.
Because, you know, everybody, you know, people say, thank you, God, for giving me another day. No, I don't thank Him for giving me another day. I thank Him for giving me another day in my right mind.
That's right.
And able to do and walk and talk and see and smell and hear. Because He doesn't have to do that.
That is true.
Every day, you know, He wakes me up. So, you know, people are depressed about to me, the dumbest stuff. But as long as you have your health,
yes,
and you know, your strength, and you're in your right mind, it's nothing that we can't strive to do. So, you know, I just thank God I wake up every morning. I don't have to have a reason. It's nothing that strives me to want to go on. Just God, that He gave me this opportunity. So I go.
I love it.
It's what's up. That's what's up. Jesus.
Well, let me tell you, Miss Ellana Barksdale, you are an inspiration to me. I love your work, and it's a blessing to just have you in my life. And I just want everybody to know that all of her information is going to be right here where you can find her website, find out more about Guillermo and what she's doing. You want to give her, make sure that you give her some love. And let me just tell you right now, Ellana, thank you for kicking it with me.
All right. I kicked it with PhiL, y'all.